Hello and thanks for staying with us on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television AIT. Welcome to the Signature Show. My name never changes. It is Mwabozenjok. Now, about 2 weeks ago, sections of the report of the Lagos State Panel of Inquiry into the End SARS protests that rocked the very foundation of this country found their way into the public space. Now, although the report is yet to be made officially available, both the U.S. authorities and the United Nations have called for the identification of those indicted by the report and the application of the sanctions as provided by the Nigerian laws. Sections of the report show that the Lagos State government, which in the first instance set up that panel, the Nigerian military, which was alleged to have heavy-handedly intervened at the Lekki toll gate, causing the death of quite a number of people, and the Nigerian police were all indicted by the report. Now, as we await the government white paper and, of course, the release of the official document, and what steps the federal government would take to right the wrongs caused by the mismanagement of that protest, the Nigerian police is moving ahead and seems prepared to begin reforming itself. The police are supporting citizen activism in protecting citizens' rights.
Sir, it is announced now in Lagos State that police on checking points are doing one or two things that we need to know.
Come here, you are the ACS for.
Number one,
It is our responsibility to arrest
they will stop negotiating. They will demand for their phone. I'm coming, sir.
Wait, let me deal with that particular one. Okay. I am the DCA, the Twice in Lagos State Police Command. Discipline is my schedule. I have sent out the signal, my policemen are there, they can confirm. Please, Lagosians, any policeman who does ask you to give him your phone to open is on illegal duty. We didn't send him that. Don't give the phone. Don't You see, the madam who spoke is gone. She said the challenge you people have as Lagosians, as Nigerians, is to ask for your rights. It is not the duty of no policeman, and you want to be quoted here. No policeman can ask for your phone unless there is a warrant. Unless you are being investigated as a person. Not stopping me on the checkpoint and asking for what? My phone. We do not have such rights. Please take notes. And I insist, I demand that you ask for your rights. You won't be there every day. You people should know how to stand up for your rights. My sister here just said,
If the position of this very senior Lagos State police officer filters down the ranks, then policing could become a little more citizen-friendly. Don't you think so? And to add to making our society more accountable, the Kano State Governor, Umar Ganduje, has been speaking against corruption and how Nigeria could get out of this mess.
And the ICPC Acts allow offenses of corruption and financial crime to be bailable. This situation does not help the fight against corruption, Mr. Chairman. If a suspect standing trial for the offense of corruption is sure of his or her freedom or liberty when arraigned before a court of law, the fear of committing corruption is diminished. Moreover, an accused person standing trial for corrupt offense with his liberty and freedom can adopt every available means to frustrate prosecution of the case. In this respect, Mr. Chairman, I recommend that the offense of corruption and financial crime should be made non-bailable in our courts.
As Governor Umar Ganduje points the way out of corruption, and you chew on the message and the messenger, please let me invite you to a very interesting and important beauty contest, which could put Nigeria on the world pageant stage. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, these are the two finalists in the Nigeria edition of The Most Beautiful Girl. Only you can make the final choice. Just send your pick to the numbers showing on your screen right now. But first, the candidates. First, Miss Azarum and Miss My Ambition is Not Worth the Blood of any Nigerian. Start voting right now. You're watching the Signature Show on AIT. We take a break and return shortly. Please stay with us. When the issues matter and the need to know matters.
The chief of staff of Nigeria couldn't go to his village because it was being occupied by Boko Haram.
Politicians and political parties have massively used money to buy votes and to change the course of electoral direction.
You will also remember the very APC itself set up a Rufai committee recommending restructuring doesn't mean anything. Go back to federalism.
Or the fun and the fair to relieve everyday care.
Life is a riddle, my son. The land bled when Uvorawen was put in shackles. Heaven wept when Saruwiwa was laid to rest.
Everything comes with the Judge Tufoni. Everything comes with who I am.
The Signature Show, your show that matters, on AIT every Sunday at 2 p.m. Now, about 2 weeks ago, respected Igbo leaders visited President Muhammadu Buhari to ask for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Now, what prospect that visit holds to begin a national rapprochement and healing is the subject of our special report this Sunday. Please stay with us. On Friday, the 19th of November 2021, a delegation of Southeast leaders led by 93-year-old former Minister of Aviation in the First Republic, Chief Mbazulike Amechi, paid a historic visit to the Nigerian President, Muhammadu Buhari. The visit was historic in the sense that for the first time since the end of the Nigerian Civil War in 1970, Southeast leaders moved in one accord to address what must be seen as the fate of the region in the affairs of federal Nigeria. The leadership, which included bishops, traditional rulers, and political elite, went to President Muhammadu Buhari to ask for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a group agitating for self-determination of the Igbo people of Nigeria.
IPOB is a propaganda organization propagating for Biafra.
Nnamdi Kanu, who, by the circumstance of his struggle and for fear of his own safety, had acquired British citizenship, was brought back to Nigeria from Kenya in circumstances that do not do any credit to Nigeria as a self- and law-respecting nation. He had escaped from Nigeria after a court granted him bail when it became obvious to him that the Nigerian establishment was not comfortable with the freedom he was enjoying from the judiciary, and military operatives invaded his father's house in an operation that was reported to have taken several lives. Since he was brought back to Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention, facing trial on charges of both terrorism and treason.
Some of these enthusiasts are concerned. I'm not seeing how the man has derailed. The man has a just cause and is fighting for a struggle.
The charge of terrorism and treason against Nnamdi Kanu bears more understanding. The IPOB, which he leads, is formed on the principle of non-violent agitation for self-determination. The Nigerian judiciary, in the case of Sunday Igboho versus the federal government, has ruled that by the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution and other international charters, every Nigerian or group of Nigerians has a right to self-determination and to protest to that effect. In other words, the separatist agitation by non-violent means embarked upon by Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB does not offend the Nigerian Constitution. That is the position of the court.
It is his fundamental right. It is his right to say, look, we're not satisfied with what's going on. So must it be in the Constitution? The Constitution is there to guide us, and things that are not right must come up. There must be some agitations here and there. If you feel aggrieved that you're not what is happening in your country or within your domain, you have a right to protest peacefully. You have a right to call for dialogue or referendum, and these are what he's doing. He has not derailed.
Unfortunately, the Nigerian state seemed to have overlooked this fundamental right and instead got swayed by a phobia for Biafra, a fear emanating from the country's historical experience. It went ahead to proscribe the peaceful IPOB and launched a military operation codenamed Operation Python Dance 1 and 2, which claimed the lives of many Southeast youths, both members of the IPOB and non-members. That operation created teeth in an otherwise peaceful and fangless organization. It also pushed the mass of Southeast youths behind IPOB. Today, more people in the Southeast believe IPOB than the state governments, political and traditional leadership, and even the federal government.
But you can also understand that today, every Nigerian is an IPOB member. The Biafra restoration agenda, it is for me a metaphor for the renewal of Nigeria.
It is obvious that whatever monster the Nigerian state thinks that IPOB has become is the consequence of political indiscretion. First, on the part of the federal government, whose intolerance for decent and political agitation and phobia for anything Biafra led it into ill-digested actions. On the part of the Southeast leadership, its silence while the federal government went down the path of misapplying its powers under the Constitution and not standing against the muscling of peaceful agitation for self-determination was also a huge political error.
I expect the Eastern governors, in fact, all the governors from the Eastern and Southern region to have come together to have at least galvanize themselves, stick with these fractions, these warring fractions, let me put it that way, for the pop group and the government group. Look at the agitations. They're saying something. You must have a listening ears. Hear them out, hear what they want, and wait as against the federal government's systems and policies, and see they should have been a mediator for a very long time.
The visit of the Southeast leaders on 19th of November must therefore be seized as a golden opportunity to reverse those miscalculations and to heal the wounds of those political missteps. President Muhammadu Buhari displayed great wisdom and craftsmanship in his response to the demands of the Southeast leaders from Nnamdi Kanu's unconditional release to them. He acknowledged that the demand was weighty, even as he promised to look into it, reminding them that the judiciary has a role in the matter. These are true, as much as it is true that the federal government has the powers under the law to discontinue the case against Nnamdi Kanu to resolve the challenge and heal a nation very much in need of rapprochement.
What we will need, as we are doing currently, is to build a pan-Nigerian consensus through which we can now, as a group, tell the Fulani to allow a renegotiation of Nigeria to include the aspirations of all.
If you are alleging he committed treasonable felony, let's commence trials. Let's see how that those cases will lead.
Furthermore, Nnamdi Kanu is a metaphor for discontent and unfair and inequitable treatment which many component parts of the country complain of. In the Middle Belt, Southwest, and in the core North, Southeast, and South-South, Nigerians seem to have lost faith in the Nigerian state to give them a sense of collective ownership. Such a situation cannot make for a progressive Nigeria. It is time, therefore, for the Buhari administration to stop playing the ostrich and admit that Nigeria requires healing to create an umbrella nation that caters to the needs and sensibilities of its component parts. It is a legacy for which the nation will be grateful and which will return Nigeria to the path of progressive, stable, and inclusive development. You are watching the Signature Show on AIT. Next is our special interview segment. Now, how is the All Progressive Congress, with its running Nigeria's central government, performing? Insecurity, the IPOB question, and the president as a statesman, is the party getting it right? This Sunday, we bring back our interview with Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, APC chieftain. The interview was conducted by my colleague, Vim Martin Obiarailo. Honorable Farouk Aliyu, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Good evening.
2015, I remember talking with you just before the election and after the election. And you were so optimistic about the magic that we're going to see in Nigeria. Looking back, after 6 years of Buhari coming to power, are you still enthusiastic, optimistic, excited like you were just after the elections in 2015?
Well, yes and no. Yes, a lot of things have happened in the positive way, and so many things have happened in the negative way. So, certainly not as excited as 2015, because now we know better. When we were in the opposition, there were so many things that we didn't know, honestly, and that some certain assumptions that we had when we got in. Now, we found out that, truthfully, some of the things that Jonathan did, he wasn't wrong. We didn't know. When we got in, now we know better. So that's the lack of excitement. But whether things have improved in this country, yes, they have. Whether we've done our best, yes, we have. Whether there are challenges, yes, there are challenges. So far, so good. Nigeria is better today than it was in 2015.
I want us to go to specifics. When you say Nigeria is better, can you tell me the sectors that are better? I can give you some statistics to help you. On May 29, 2015, fuel, a liter of fuel was 107 naira. As you and I speak today, it's more than 160 naira. On May 29, 2015, the naira was exchanging for $1 at 199. Today, the dollar is exchanging. If you have dollar to sell, you sell at 498, 499. If you're buying, you buy at about 503. Is that your summary of things getting better?
Well, yes, because look let me first of all start with the fuel that you spoke about. One of the things that I told you that we didn't know. I mean, we were all over the country demonstrating against fuel hike when Jonathan was there. Now, when we got in, we know better that what Jonathan did, well, he wasn't wrong. And because this subsidy has to go, absolutely. But the difference between that time and this time, the subsidy that was given was taken away. A lot of the money was going into other people's pockets. Now, so we know that, look, Jonathan did right by removing the subsidy. Now we are also gradually removing it, because that's the reality. That's the expenditure is so huge that the balance sheet of this country cannot carry. And this is a country that supplies fuel to all other neighboring African countries, and we can ill afford that. So that's so as regards to that.
Okay, you're giving a reason for the fuel being at the amount.
Absolutely.
But definitely that's not getting better for the ordinary Nigerian.
Well, unfortunately also.
At 107 and has to buy at...
But you see, there's also a difference between us and the other governments. We don't lie to people. That other time, the government was lying, was trying to cover up, was not coming out clean with the people that, look, we must do these things because the country can't afford it.
But they said so.
No,
just that those of you in opposition refused to acknowledge
Well,
it.
it was also part of us to refuse to acknowledge, just like what's happening to us now too. So exactly. So, but what I'm saying is, and you could see honestly, also the amount of money, because when the citizens see that their money is being stolen by public officers, I'm not telling you there is no corruption now. I'm not saying that, but the level of corruption back then is much worse than now. So that's the difference.
A lot of Nigerians don't agree with you.
Well, it's subjective. They're entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to their opinion. Now, when you spoke about these indices of naira and dollar and so on, it's true. It's true also. But then, remember also when we came in, this country went into recession. And this recession did not happen just to Nigeria, all over the world. And so it was a global thing. There is no country on earth today that you will go. The economic situation of 2015 of that country is the same as it is today. So it's a global thing. And part of the assumption that I said we also had, we honestly thought it was bed of roses. But when we came in, we found out that, look, there were certain decisions that the government of that day couldn't take because they didn't have the guts to do it. So now when we are taking those decisions as a government, that's why the reality is happening now. That people are seeing that things are getting expensive and so on because the reality has, sunk in us now. But you cannot say also there is no improvement in agricultural sector in this country, or even in terms of the security.
Let's talk about agriculture.
Okay.
In 2019, in 2015, a bag of rice sold for 8,000 naira.
Yes.
Today,
yes,
it's more than 30-something.
Well,
what kind of improvement is
that?
that?
Part of it was that most of that rice was smuggled into this country. Now Nigerian farmers are growing that rice. So if Nigerians in their wisdom decide to sell it to Nigerians at whatever price, Nigerians are the ones gaining. But back in the
No. They can't decide to sell. In 2015, if they were buying anti-insecticides, they were cheaper. So it's not about Nigerian. Tractors, if they were buying tractors, the tractors were cheaper.
Yes, so we still come back to the economy.
So for clarity purposes, the only reason Nigerians voted Muhammad Buhari was because they were tired of the PDP.
That's true.
And they needed change.
That's true.
So if he didn't know what to do, he didn't have to run.
But I am telling you, if that change didn't happen, probably now a bag of rice would have been 100,000.
That's a probability.
Well,
we are talking about reality.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you.
Here is the Buhari government.
Yes.
6 years after, rice was 8,000 when he took over. Now it is more than 30,000.
We still come back to the globalization, the economic situation of the whole world. It's not happening in Nigeria also. If you go to UK now, what you used to buy things in 2015 and what you are buying it today, or in the US, it's the same. So this is a global issue. It's not a Nigerian factor.
You know, you've known Buhari for a long time. I mean,
we started together.
Yes, you've known him for a very long time. I remember coming to your office many years back, and you always talked about this Nigerian that was going to change everything if he had an opportunity. So you know him very well.
And a lot of Nigerians are saying, is it that Buhari has lost his belief in Nigeria? Is it that Buhari does no longer care about Nigerians? Or is it that Buhari is not the Buhari that we used to know? I don't want to join issues with people that say he's another human being or something.
Of Sudan.
No, I don't agree. What has happened to our president, the man we voted in 2019? Is it that he's not in charge? That's also some of the things Nigerians say. And you're very close. You were with him. Out of power, in power. What has happened to our president?
Yeah, but you see, you're just making a story now. What has happened to our president? What has happened to him? Nothing. He's the same Buhari that we knew before he came into government, and he's the same Buhari that is the president today. Nothing has changed. So if, as I told you, now that we're in government, I understand what the government in power felt when we're in power. So all these things is politics, and politicians, opposition parties can say anything. But whether it's the same Buhari, I'm confirming to you and to the whole world that he's the same person that Nigerians voted for, and he's the same person that will stay till the next.
Why I asked that question
exactly.
is that.
So I want you to explain.
Why I asked that question is that the Buhari we voted into power was the same one that said that insurgency could happen if the government didn't have the political will to confront it. Yeah. It was the same Buhari that challenged fuel increment. Well, he made a lot of promises. That's true. So that's why I'm asking, what has happened?
Okay, good. Now, the insurgency. Yes, it is true. Part of the things that we spoke about and promised people to end insurgency. Whether insurgency has, been killed, no. But whether it has been drastically reduced, yes, it has. And let Nigerians don't forget that before we came in, this Abuja that you and I are, had series of bombings. It's so quick to forget.
Which was controlled, which was contained during Jonathan.
Well, not completely.
By the time he was leaving,
no,
there
not
were
completely.
No bombings in Abuja.
No, not well, but since we came in, there is no bombing in Abuja. So let's Nigerians not forget that time when this town was bombed all over the place. In Kano, 2014, January, a day before, I think Emirates was supposed to be flying into Kano, when 8 places were bombed in Kano, when in Gombe, in Jos, in Kaduna, all over the place. These things have stopped. And the potency of Boko Haram that was going probably all over the country was drastically reduced. When we came in, some local governments were under the firm control of Boko Haram. But as of today, we can't talk about that. The people of Northeast, I am sure know, you and I are not there, but from the stories we see, the president was there about 2 weeks ago. We've seen buildings coming up. We've seen IDPs going back to their places. We've seen places liberated and so on. We've seen lives happening in Maiduguri now. At least since we came in, there was no bombing in the market. This was thing that was happening all over the time. Now that has gone. But whether Boko Haram is still there, yes, it's still there. Whether they are still attacking places, yes, they are. But not as much as before. And remember also, before we came in, the level of corruption in the armed forces, when everybody, you and I, all Nigerians, what was called the slush fund that was shared among party faithful, the monies that were supposed to go into the defense, into the armed forces and so on, was taken away. People have been prosecuted now. That has drastically reduced. Now the armed forces are getting much better than they used to. That thing has gone away. And You've seen how we've invested in the Tucano aircraft. You've seen how we've invested in so many things. The military are being equipped, and then recruitments are also happening, and so on and so forth. So there is significant improvement in that regard. Whether there are other challenges in security, yes, we do. We have the insurgency and the banditry in the northwestern part of the country, in north central and so on. That is also being contained.
Yes, because you talked about when this government came into power and what has changed. In 2015, people were not killed recklessly in Imo State in 2015.
That's true.
People were not scared to travel the Abuja, Kogi, Enugu Road in 2015. There's a lot of agitation and secessionist, agitations across the country. The Oduduwa people were not, in 2015, they were not asking to leave Nigeria. IPOB in 2015 was not asking to leave Nigeria. A lot of people, there's a lot of tension in the country. So you give us some relief with Boko Haram, and then almost every other part of Nigeria is up in flames in terms of agitation, insecurity, and what have you. Okay. Is that also your idea of things getting better?
Okay. Let's take one at a time.
Okay.
Now, Abuja, Kaduna, Abuja, Kogi, armed robbery, banditry on the road. Yes, it's true. But then, is the government doing something? Yes, it is. There are checkpoints, that don't harass people now. Checkpoints that do not stop people on the road. There are constant, patrol of vehicles. And these bandits have been arrested daily. You could see the Nigerian police parading them. But Nigeria is a country of 200 million people, and are policed. Less than 200,000 members of the police are policing 200 million people. So that is also being taken care of. They have been arrested, they have been prosecuted, some of them have been engaged in the language they understand, and so on and so forth. Now, when we move to this, like when you said Imo State and so on, yes, it's true, but those things are political.
How do you mean political?
Exactly. You see,
because I'd like to be educated.
Yes, let me educate you. Why I'm saying it's political. Now, the secessionist movement in the southeast and southwest is political, simple. And my brother in the southeast, you see, Igbo presidency is doable, it's possible, it can happen, it should happen, but certainly not through brigandage, not through intimidation, not through blackmail, not through banning of police stations and so on. So to me, some of these agitations are in trying to probably coerce everybody to accept the fact that there must be Igbo presidency. As I said, probably my party is going to, nominate an Igbo man as a candidate. But then that's not the way to go. So, thank God the Ohanese in the Igbo. I'm so impressed with the way they are carrying this thing now. But back in the days, you find the elites from the southeastern part of the country say nothing.
No.
Well, okay.
No, excuse me.
Okay.
It's like the Northeast is judged by Boko Haram.
Yes.
They're not judged by Boko Haram. Nigeria has not judged the Northeast by Boko Haram. They even went a step further to create a commission to help address the issues there.
That's true.
So the elites in Southeast are not in support of brigandage.
I agree now.
Or whatever. And that cannot, for a lot of Southeasterners, they're saying that cannot be a yardstick to know whether they are ready to take the presidency or not.
What do you mean?
That because there's brigandage or because a group?
No, but if listen.
Yes.
If certain part of that, because before IPOB, remember there was Masob.
President at the height of Boko Haram.
But listen.
Why didn't we give it to the Southwest?
Buhari
became president at the peak of Boko Haram.
Yes.
Did we say because he's a northerner and Boko Haram is coming from the north, he shouldn't be president?
No. What I'm saying is, you see the difference is now, if I said there was Masob before IPOB.
Yes.
And they have all along wanted to leave Nigeria. And if the people from southeastern part of this country don't see danger in that. Don't see that, look, if you don't seem to believe in Nigeria, why would you want to be president of Nigeria? If all in unison don't come and condemn MASOB and IPOB, why would you want to be president?
But Boko,
so listen, listen.
Boko Haram
was
fighting the country.
Yes.
They were trying to, they declared a republic.
Yes.
And a northerner,
but you see, the difference
still became president.
But listen, the difference between Boko Haram and IPOB.
Yes.
At Boko Haram, the members don't live amongst us. The members are in Sambisa. They are not in the open. IPOB and MASOB are there, known. Leader of MASOB is there. He comes out every day and speaks. Yeah, what I'm saying, he is known, he's there, and he believes. But listen,
he has not broken any law.
Yeah, but no.
Yes.
But he agitates of self-independence of Biafra.
Not violent.
Well, exactly.
Not violent.
I know. But then, so you can't eat your cake and have it. If you don't believe in Nigeria, then you have no right to want to lead Nigeria. But that's what I'm saying. But look, what I'm saying is that, look, the southeastern part of this country, the Igbos, ought to be president of Nigeria. An Igbo man, I believe in Igbo presidency. But as I said, now the elites will have to go further, just like what the Ohanese in the Igbo did.
Good.
To prove to us that you believe in this country. You believe in one Nigeria, just like what has happened. Now, with their statement, now we believe so. Now we believe Nnamdi Kanu does not speak, for the Igbos. We believe now. Now,
at the point you thought he did?
Yes, I wish we did. Because at one time, let me tell you, the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly went and took him on bail. And he ran away. He even had the audacity to come and say all sorts of things. Nothing has happened to him. And Senator Aline Dume, who took Minor on bail. Minor escaped. He was put in prison. But the leader of opposition in the National Assembly, my brother, the minority leader, took him on bail. And look, someday, one day, we will declassify how Nnamdi Kanu was given out on bail in the first place. All for the unity of this country. And what did he do? He came out, leaders of the southeastern part of this country, governors, senators, were seen parading with him on television.
They were not.
Yes, they were.
Well,
they were. They visited him.
I remember that they had meetings
they visited
with him.
Met with him.
The press releases they gave showed that they were trying to get him to understand the best way to go about.
Where were the Igbo leaders when he was released? I know what happened, how he was given bail. But then what happened? All of them, in fact, he intimidated them. My brother Ekwere Madu was all over him. He was there. He was deputy senate president that time, remember? So if the leaders of that part of the country were identifying with Nnamdi Kanu, and then you still want to come and be president of Nigeria, how can that happen? But thank God, as I said, now our brothers understand the look. And you know what? The Igbos in this country are the greatest beneficiaries for Nigeria. Why I said so? When the war happened, look at how they were decimated like to ground zero. And as of today, you cannot ignore the contribution of the Igbos in developing this country. Everywhere in Nigeria, they have helped to make Nigeria what it is today. Also outside the country, the intellectuals of Igbos have done great, for Nigeria, all over the world. So, which means they are still the greatest beneficiary of one Nigeria. But if the elites in their wisdom, some of them, identify with Nnamdi Kanu, yes, we'll speak to them in the language they understand. And that's exactly what is happening.
Thanks for watching. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. Let's do this again. Bye for now.
Well, now it's time for me to say thank you. It is not always that royalty makes a career of music. But that is the story of Comfort Omoge the Queen of Oba William Omoge of Ikale, a community located on the Okitipopa-Ikale Highway. Comfort Omoge, with encouragement of her husband, the king, formed the Comfort Omoge and her Ashiko Ikale group, a musical outfit that drew entirely from the Ikale folklore, using only indigenous instruments. Now, for drawing from pure African experience, meaning, and culture, to develop a genre of music that many broadcasters across Nigeria, especially in the Lagos and Southwest area, could not resist, and making so many Nigerians very happy indeed. We say thank you to Comfort Omoge this Sunday.
Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o. Olúwa lọ́jọ́ mo rí jẹ, látọ̀dọ̀ rẹ wá. Lọ́jọ́ mo rí mọ́, Olúwa látọ̀dọ̀ rẹ bọ̀ o. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmíkẹ́ o. Olúwa Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o. Lọ́jọ́ mo rí jẹ, látọ̀dọ̀ rẹ wá. Lọ́jọ́ mo rí mọ́, Olúwa látọ̀dọ̀ rẹ wá. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ ni màá sìn títí ayé mi, àmín o.
And that's our program for this Sunday. But do you know that good thing good and bad thing bad? If you want to know more and want to find out, then stay with us for Corruption Story, which begins immediately after this program. My name never changes. It is Mwabos Njoko. Can I wish you good afternoon?
My people, another Sunday don come again, another afternoon don reach when we dey chook eye put for matter wey concern corruption for Nigeria. My name na Marvelous Obonman. Una welcome. You know say when something wey good go jam something wey bad, e dey be like where light go jam darkness, and when e happen, the darkness go pick race. For last week Thursday, that is November 18th, Corruption Story carry talk your own, make I talk my own. Wetin dey call town hall go Mpape. You know say Mpape wey dey for Abuja na the place where original countryman dey live. If you never see where better thing dey shine, abeg follow me make we go see wetin happen for Mpape that day.
This na Corruption Story.
Before corruption tori go do the town hall for Mpape, the oga of the program, V. Martin Obiora Ilo, carried corruption tori reporters and cameramen go see the traditional ruler of Mpape, His Royal Highness Abubakar Gimbia. When we reach, the royal father no been there well, but because him hear say na corruption tori people come see am, him say no, this one na something wey dey important and him must see the people. V. Martin Obiora Ilo tell the traditional ruler why corruption tori decide say dem go do the town hall for Mpape community.
Our work is on corruption. How do we get villagers, market women to know the damage corruption is doing in our country, in our lives, and everything we do?
You know say the fire wey papa put for the hand of him son, e no fit kill am. If your papa don bless you, chai, na carry go your waka go be. E go dey go sam sam. The traditional ruler pray say make the corruption tori town hall go well well. True true, that event go well.
We have to give support to make sure what we are planning for will succeed and achieve whatever the goal is. You mentioned an issue of this our road. Of course, there was a time when I look at that, the road is too very bad. I go to these our neighbor companies, I will cry to them, look, they are using this road to make their money, and big trucks that are passing there, they are the trucks that are spoiling the road. So let's give cooperation so that they will be able to rehabilitate it. At times they will do, at times they will not do.
As that Thursday come show face, e be like say dem take bear knack for the people, market women o, Okada Riders Association o, National Association of Road Transport Workers o, Igala Community, Keke Riders Association, women of Gbagi ethnic group, community leaders, and the representatives of the traditional ruler of Mpape. All of them come comot, gather for Labamba field, where corruption tori organize the talk your own, make I talk my own. Na the oga of corruption tori, V. Martin Obiora Ilo, talk wetin make corruption tori organize the talk your own, make I talk my own.
Corruption tori na program wey Signature TV dey do for television. That program we dey do am for Pidgin, we dey do am for Hausa, we dey do am for Yoruba, we dey do am for Igbo. For corruption tori, instead we go talk say governor don thief 1 billion naira. First of all, we go bring Hausa person, if na Hausa person we wan talk to. He go break am down. But then, we will now tell this madam that, do you know this 1 billion where this governor don thief? You know say he go do the road from Express, come inside Pape. He go do borehole. He go build hospital. So we go break am down. Na him we dey do for corruption tori.
The oga wey dey in charge of MacArthur Foundation for Africa, the people wey bring money for corruption tori to do everything wey dem dey do for corruption tori, Dr. Kole Shetima, tell everybody wey come to the place wetin corruption dey do for Nigeria and why e dey good make everybody join body kill corruption before e go kukuma kill country people.
Many people even don't have the money to send their children to private school, but they struggle. In the morning, the mother will go, or the father will go out, sell something, get the school fees, so that the children will go to school. For many of you, it's a very, very expensive thing to do so. But government should be able to provide good quality primary and secondary school education for all of us. Our mothers go to hospital. There are no drugs. Somebody will die because of 10,000 naira. But this 10,000 naira, government has given it, but someone has put in his pocket.
But for countryman, how them they see this corruption matter and how this thing they hammer country people?
I be makalanta in a kuini she very long. I work a bet to haka abeg school fees aka.
Mama say that she have orphans in her home and widows. We are suffering because of the school fees.
She has suffering. She needs you people to consider the widows and offer for the school so that the pay of the school fees will be small.
Even the pikin that inside his mother's womb is corrupt in Nigeria today. Especially go to our politicians. Forget that what we are saying. They say that they are loot. It's only God who judge what we are saying. The looting. You need to say you eat another person's sweat. From here, the book of God will say that don't eat another person's sweat.
We need help. We need help for hospital. We need help of school because all teachers they collect money. If they collect money, no be say they teach well. They know they teach well, but they collect the money. We don't have anything. If they want do voting, we see the governor, we see the chairman, we see the councillor. They promise us they will do all these things. They will do all these things. They will give us water. They will give us light. They will give us roads. But we no dey see anything.
All the things wey everybody talk be like the darkness of corruption. As people dey talk, na so countryman dey say, chai, yeah, you know see? Before the town hall come start main, wetin happen? Corruption tori give senior secondary schools. Try your own, make I try my own. Na who pass? Na him dey call competition. The competition na to write wetin corruption dey do to the Nigerian family. Oga, chai, the thing wey these children write go show you say our children sabi something abeg. But you know, for competition, no be everybody go win. So those wey win come carry prize, carry money, because dem dey help to fight corruption through their writing.
Fourth position, which is just a consolation prize. Ruth AJ Junior Secondary School, Mpape.
Waited patiently. I have vision.
Salawuddin Michael from Junior Secondary School, Mpape, Abuja, for coming third in our competition.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Alexander Angel, Newton National College. First prize of the 2021 Corruption Tori Schools Essay Competition. And the winner is Ayambem Gladys Eka Bosowo, Regina Patis College, Abuja.
Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me.
You see say this our children dey sabi wetin corruption dey do and how to kill corruption in Nigeria. Na so small the light go dey pursue darkness kpata comot for our country. Another big light wey come after the school children na country people wey dey do something to show say no be everybody for Nigeria get mind to dey do bad. Some people dey for this country wey be say even if hungry wan kill them, they no mind. They no go put hand for magu or take wetin wey no be their own.
The Corruption Tori Distinguished Icon Award being presented to Lady Favor Nwora, the woman leader of Ebenebe town in Anambra State. We are presenting this to you, Modesta Opobike, in recognition of your anti-corruption efforts in faraway Kaduna State. Someone left money. Ayuba, how much did they leave in your keke? More than 1 million naira. And they had lost the money. But Ayuba found them and returned that money, every cover of that money to them.
These people wey get award na light wey dey drive darkness comot. But country people, the work no be one day work at all o. To make sure say country people dey get encouragement to do the good work and fight corruption. Corruption tori come give hammer to some special people to dey pursue corruption anywhere dem see am. Na these people we dey call anti-corruption ambassadors.
Ozamena Ansem, the chairman of Labamba community.
Is a corruption theory.
The Mpape anti-corruption town hall na the second wey we corruption tori dey do. The first one happen for Achi in Oji River local government area of Enugu State. As the Achi anti-corruption ambassadors dey hammer corruption, na so the Mpape anti-corruption ambassadors dey follow dem dey kill corruption. Small small corruption go die. The corruption tori town hall go dey go round the country from next year. Next week, we go tell you wetin some of the people wey get award for the Mpape town hall do wey make them get the award. But for today, na only bye-bye I go tell you. Anywhere where you see this corruption, abeg do well make you dey pursue am. Catch am, kill am, kpata-kpata, no even show am any mercy. My name na Marvelous Obomanu. Una do well. Bye-bye yo.